Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to bring you a quick update on the Sony FromSoft / Katakawa situation. So back on November 19th, Reuters had reported exclusive Sony's in talks to buy media powerhouse behind Elden Ring, that being Kadokawa, who's a majority owner of FromSoft, in which Sony does already own around 14% of the developer, and Tencent owning around 16%. Kadokawa then releasing this official statement saying notice regarding media articles. There are some articles on the acquisition of Kadokawa Corporation, hereinafter the company, by Sony Group Inc. However, this information is not announced by the company. The company has received an initial letter of intent to acquire the company's shares, but no decision has been made at this time. If there are any facts that should be announced in the future, we will make an announcement in a timely and appropriate manner. End of document. There was then speculation that Sony was mostly looking to acquire FromSoft specifically from Kadokawa. However, in a report from November 26 by Bloomberg, they essentially claim that Kadokawa has responded in negotiations, specifically saying that they want Sony to buy the entire company, all of Kadokawa. The full quote reading, "They've been testing the waters for a potential combination for years, but never quite resolved differences over the degree of commitment. Tokyo-based Kadokawa wants its steady neighbor to buy it entirely or not at all, while Sony has long sought to surgically extract assets related to anime and video games. Both fans of anime and gamers have already been worried about Sony getting a majority stake over FromSoft, and reasonably so. On the gaming side, with a growing number of predatory AAA studios, FromSoft has been a major breath of fresh air, and Sony taking full control would certainly be cause for concern. And then with anime, Sony has already rightfully been criticized by fans for its increasingly monopolistic power after acquiring Crunchyroll through Funimation and that associated merger. You may recall back in 2021, when the Department of Justice had even issued an antitrust probe looking into Sony's acquisition of Crunchyroll, although of course the deal was still ultimately allowed to go through. They also say that of course Sony also has a specific interest in FromSoft. But most importantly though, Kadokawa is a publicly traded company. Its few peers like Kodansha and Shueisha are private, and their longtime owners dismiss takeover bids without a second thought. But a listed company has a more diverse group of owners, and the world's intellectual property hoarders stand a better chance. Buying Kadokawa would instantly make Sony a much more formidable player in anime, and those fantasy universes are readily translatable into PlayStation games or more ambitious feature films. Oh yeah, isn't that great? Potentially more soulless live-action slop. And then there's From Software, led by famed video creator Hidetaka Miyazaki. One investor joked that Miyazaki alone can be worth at least a third of Kadokawa's market value, as he is capable of producing massive hits one after another. There's also popular speculation that since other companies like Microsoft and Kakao were looking at purchasing Kadokawa, that the Japanese company may prefer selling to another Japanese company, that being Sony. Though of course one would also question just how Japanese Sony really is nowadays. Ultimately it seems like this news is certainly making a number of corpos happy, but I think it's pretty negative news for the rest of us. We can only hope that the other major players in anime and Japanese games remain steadfast against outside interference and Western influence. Of course we will also have to wait and see how this deal with Kadokawa and Sony ends up. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff in the comments. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And if you enjoyed my coverage, consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.